Hello students, welcome to the online lecture series of economics for class 12th arts and commerce. This is Prerna Mishra from Adarsh Education Society. Students, we are studying the first chapter of economics, that is introduction to micro and macro economics. In the previous lectures, we have finished the micro part. We have finished the meaning and definition of microeconomics, subject matter, features, historical review of microeconomics. Now we are going to start the macroeconomics. Let's start with this. What is the meaning of the term macroeconomics? Let's start with the meaning of macroeconomics. Macroeconomics is the branch of economics which analyzes the entire economy. So what is this macroeconomics? Macroeconomics is the branch of economics which analyzes the entire economy. It considers the entire economy. It covers the entire economy as a whole. Macro. This word is derived from which language? Greek language. We have studied this. What is the spelling of macros in Greek? M-A-K-R-O-S. And what is the meaning of macros in Greek? The meaning is large or aggregate. So obviously macroeconomic deals with entire economy. It covers or it studies the entire economy. So let's see what are the variables studied by macroeconomics. It deals with the total employment, national income, national output, total investment, total consumption, total savings, general price level, interest rates, inflation, trade cycles, business fluctuations, etc. So let's see what are these variables. Total employment. Total employment means paid employment. All the labor forces that are utilized at maximum level is called as total employment. National income. You all know what is it? The income of the entire nation. National output. Output means the produced goods and services in a particular period. So what are the number of goods which are produced in a country in 1 year or in a particular time? That is national output. Total investment, total consumption, total savings by the country. General price level, interest rates, inflation, you all know inflation, deflation, trade cycles or business cycles, or if there are fluctuations in the business, then what could be the reasons? How we can boost up our economy? These things are studied by macroeconomics. Thus, macroeconomics is the study of aggregates. Student, please remember this point. This point can be asked in give reason for 2 marks, that why macroeconomics is the study of aggregates, because macro means large. It is the branch of economy which covers the entire economy. It studies the whole economy, and the variables studied by macroeconomics are large variables. Therefore, macroeconomics is the study of aggregates. I hope you all have understood the meaning of macroeconomics. Let's move further. Here we have definitions of macroeconomics. Students, you all have already studied one definition of macroeconomics in your 11th standard. I hope you all remember that. The definition was according to Professor Kenneth Boulding. What was that? Macroeconomics deals not with individual quantities as such, but with the aggregates of these quantities. Not with the individual incomes, but with the national income. Not with individual prices, but with the price level. Not with individual output, but with the national output. So Kenneth Boulding quoted that macroeconomics are concerned with macro variables, large variables, right? Aggregate variables, national income, price level, individual output. Now let's start with the definition that you are going to study in 12th standard. Here we have 2 different economists. Let's see who is the first one. First one is Professor J.L. Hansen. Let's see what is he saying. According to J.L. Hansen, macroeconomics is that branch of economics. It's a branch of economics which considers the relationship. Remember the word relationship. So it considers the relationship between large aggregates such as the volume of employment, total amount of savings, investment, national income, etc. So what Professor Hansen is explaining, that macroeconomics is that branch of economics which deals with the relationship between the large variables. It explains how variables are interdependent upon each other. Like this volume of employment, volume is the size of employment, is somehow dependent upon the investment of the nation. That investment is somehow dependent upon the savings of the nation. Savings are somehow dependent upon the national income. If the national income or the GDP of any country is good, there will be good amount of savings. Of course, there will be good amount of investment, and the volume of employment in that particular country will be very good. So in this way, macroeconomic deals with the relationship between the variables. It studies the interdependence between the variables. I hope you all have understood the first definition. Let's move to the second one. Second definition is according to Professor Karl Shapiro. Macroeconomics deals with the functioning of the economy as a whole. Very simple definition. What Professor Shapiro is explaining, that macroeconomic deals with what? The functioning of the economy, how an economy function, how we can boost up the economy as a whole. If there are some problems, then how we can get rid out of that problem. So these things are studied by macroeconomics according to Professor Karl Shapiro. I hope you have understood both the definition of macroeconomics. Students, definitions are very important. You should write accurate definitions in your board examination. Let's move further. So here we have scope of macroeconomics. Scope means the subject matters which are studied by macroeconomics. So here we have 4 subject matters of macroeconomics. They are theory of income and employment, theory of general price level and inflation, theory of economic growth and development, and the last one, macro theory of distribution. Let's start with these theories one by one. First theory, theory of income and employment. Let's see what is it. Macroeconomic analysis explains which factor determine the level of national income and employment. So according to this theory, macroeconomic deals with the factors that determine the national income and employment. So there are various factors that determine the national income and employment. There is one expression, the expression is C plus I plus G plus X minus M. Now here C means the consumption, I means investment, G means government's expenditure, X means export, M means import. So this expression finally gives the GDP of the nation, means the national income. So these are the factors: consumption, investment, government expenditure, import, export. These are the factors that determine the level of national income and employment in a country. Now, what causes fluctuation in the level of income? So, macroeconomics also studies the reasons behind the fluctuation in the level of national income. What are the reasons behind the fluctuation of output of the country? We cannot produce same amount of goods and services in a country every year. No, there will be obviously some fluctuation. So, what are the reasons behind those fluctuation are studied by macroeconomics and the employment. So, what is the condition of employment in a country? These things are studied by macroeconomics. So, this theory is called as theory of income and employment. Now, further, to understand how the level of employment is determined, we have to study the consumption function and investment function. Just now we did the expression C plus I plus G plus X minus M. So same thing is here, that we have to study the consumption function and investment function of the nation. Theory of business cycles is also a part and parcel of theory of income and employment. So these business cycles or the trade cycles can also be studied with the help of theory of income and employment, because that is small part of this whole economy. That business cycle or trade cycle is part of this entire national income. So that can be studied with the help of this theory of income and employment. I hope you have understood the first theory, that is theory of income and employment. It tells that macroeconomic deals with the factors that determine the national income and employment. Let's move further. Second theory is theory of general price level and inflation. Macroeconomic analysis shows how the general price level is determined and further explains what causes fluctuations in it. The study of general price level is significant on account of the problems created by inflation and deflation. Macroeconomic analysis shows how general price level is determined. So what is the general price level? General price level can also be called as price index or average current prices. Alright, so how we can determine this general price level, and if there are some fluctuations, then what could be the reasons? What are the reasons behind the fluctuation in the general price level? If there are some problems created by inflation and depression or the deflation in the market, then how we can solve these serious problems? These problems are faced by most of the countries in the world, and this is very serious problem, this inflation and deflation. How we can solve this problem? These problems can be solved with the help of macroeconomics. We can boost our economy with the help of these theories which are studied by macroeconomics. We can tackle these problems of inflation and deflation. These are very serious problems. Why these are very serious problem? Because it affects the entire price level of the nation, and that price level will somehow affect the GDP of the nation, investment of the nation, savings of the nation, employment of the nation. So somehow that will affect the national income. What is this inflation? Inflation is a general increase in prices and decrease in the purchasing power of money. So there is sudden increase in the prices of the goods. Why? Because of more money floating in the market, which is very bad situation in the market. Deflation is a general decrease in prices. Now here we have decrease in the prices. Now why there is decrease in the prices? Because of decreased supply of money. Again, this is very bad condition of the economy. Both the conditions are not good. These are very serious problems. So we can solve these problems with the help of macroeconomics under the theory of general price level and inflation. Let's move further. Third theory, theory of growth and development. Macroeconomics consists of the theory of economic growth and development. It explains the causes of underdevelopment and poverty. It also suggests strategies for accelerating growth and development. So this is again very important subject matter of macroeconomics because it deals with growth and development. You all have studied in your 11th standard the difference between growth and development. Growth means it deals with the financial condition of the nation, the GDP of the nation, the PCI of the nation. And development means overall development of the nation, the infrastructure of the nation, the education, the literacy rate of the nation. That is development. So both the things are very important for a nation. And these things can be studied with the help of macroeconomics. It studies the causes of underdevelopment and poverty in poor countries. and suggest strategies for accelerating growth and development in them. Accelerating means boosting the growth and development. Growth theory also deals with the problems of full utilization of increasing productive capacity in developed countries and explains how the higher rate of growth with stability can be achieved in these countries. So this is very important subject matter that suggests policies to the nation for the growth and development. Let's move further. The last subject matter of macroeconomics is macro theory of distribution. Macro theory of distribution deals with the relative shares of rent, wages, interest and profit in the total national income. Students, I hope you all remember these rewards. What are these rewards? Yes, these are the rewards of factors of production. For land, rent, labor, wages, capital, interest, and for the entrepreneurs, it's profit. So this theory explains the shares or the percentage of these rewards or factors of production to national income. Of course, there are shares of these rewards to the national income. So this theory deals with the aggregate rewards, total rewards, not individual rewards, but aggregate rewards of the factors of production. What are the shares or the percentage of these rewards to the national income? So here we have finished all the 4 subject matters or the scope of macroeconomics. What was the first one? Theory of income and employment. Second, theory of general price level. Third, theory of growth and development. And the last one, macro theory of distribution. This question can be asked for short notes, that is 3 marks in your board examination. Students, I hope you all have understood the lecture. In the next lecture, we are going to study the features of macroeconomics. By the time, please study these subject matters of macroeconomics and both the definition of macroeconomics. Thank you so much. Take care. Good day.